Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to the Feed Me Pixels review and recommendation series. I'm your host again today, Larry the Chupacabra, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game that's a free-to-play 2D fighting action game called Iron Snout, which is made by a game developer who goes by the handle of Snout, also known as Aramus, and he has created several games that are very bacony and pig-related, and this is a game all about fending off the evil wolves from none other than the storybook universe of the Three Little Pigs. And well, it's pretty fun, and it's for the low price of absolutely free, and it's a whole big smoking bowl of fun. The gameplay then for Iron Snout is simultaneously both the simplest set of controls you've ever had to mess around with, and also the most complex because you got to know when to hold them, when to fold them, know when to throw back that cleaver, and know when to jump and karate chop down on top of the head of a giant evil wolf who happens to be dressed up like grandma. So Iron Snout is a 2D beat-em-up brawling type game where you stand in the middle of a singular clearing and you have to fend off wave after wave of endless wolves from the Three Little Pigs universe that all want to take a bite out of your delicious bacony self and want nothing more than to turn you into a voluptuous honey-baked ham so they can have you for dinner with their family. I'm sure they'd invite over their Uncle Paul, who used to be in the Werewolf Wars, and then there was Jarenstein, who was in the Underworld movie. But you don't want that to happen, because you're a cute little pig dude, and you've been training your whole life to defend the pig village. So you've got to do your darndest. And the gameplay, really, you just stand there and you have to deal with a handful of different items. You gotta avoid things being thrown at you, because I don't know about you, but I don't like meat cleavers entering my face. And then you've got to beat people up as they approach you so that they can't get their mitts on your delicious bacony folds. And then once you've done that, once you've defeated a wolf and you have their weapon, you can either fight another wolf with it, or you can hurl it at an oncoming enemy. So it's very cinematic and very fun and satisfying to just whip a wolf up in the air, slam him back into the ground, and then use him as a projectile to smash into his buddy, and then watch their friend Earl, who's riding on a giant rocket ship, just blast into them and explode, and to do that over and over again until you run out of health, and then you have to start the whole thing over again. And it's really fun, and the animations just make it so juicy and satisfying, especially when you steal that lumberjack wolf's chainsaw and do a spinning jump kick and slice the other wolf right off of his rocket as it careens into another group of wolves and they spatter into a load of gory bits. It's really great. There isn't really much in the way of story for Iron Snout. It is implied pretty heavily based upon Snout-Up's other games that are very, the Three Little Pigs oriented. One of them involves the wolves having blown down the outhouse and you have to go into the forest to retrieve all of the different pieces of toilet paper in order to, put it back together and do your stinky business. But the overarching theme is that you're one of the three pigs, or the village of where the three pigs came from, and there's a constant nuisance of just hordes of wolves who would like nothing more than to eat everybody, and you've just had enough, and it's time to take the fight to them with your cool karate chopping moves. So, I mean, there's not a lot to be said here. It's just an endless fighting 2D beat-em-up game, and it's pretty good, but I do like the sort of theme that goes along with it. So, following the story, you've got the graphics, and while these aren't exactly Crisis Engine, beautiful bloom effects, they're fun, they're cartoony, and they're simple, and they get the message across that these doofy little wolves would really like to get their mouths full of some delicious bacon, and they burst into a wonderful loads of gore and bits, and cute little flailing limbs, and cute katanas and cleavers and slash'ems, and it's a great package, especially when the pogo stick wolves come in, who pogo stick on top of these giant blades, trying to hop on your head and stab you. You just knock them off of that thing and go to town on their friends. It's a really fun and cute package, and while it's a little gory, it's even suitable for the kids at home. And of course, the sounds are good too. Snouty, that's what I like to call Snout Up. I've met him in a couple game jams. Does a really good job with, sounds and background music. The whole package is as you would expect. They've got cute little gurgles and yips and moans and beat 'em up sounds as you crunch into their faces and slash them with the chainsaw. It's a really well put together package. It's not excessive, and they don't try to make, get like an Oscar for sound design, but it's serviceable, and that's the sort of thing I come to expect from really good indie design, especially ones like this that combine very simple controls that you have to use dynamically to fight in different situations against different sets of wolves and murder sort of Tron creatures. Especially you with the grandma outfit. I see what you did there. So the verdict then for Iron Snout is, if you like sort of endless beat 'em up type games, if you really like action fighting games that don't require a lot of investment to really get into the game, then Iron Snout is the one for you. But it doesn't really have a lot of progression, which I would have liked to see. Like maybe you could fight through a bunch of different environments and unlock different piggy costumes, but that's something for a later rendition of this game. For what it is right now, it's free. See if you can beat your high score and get further and kill more wolves before they finally overcome you, and see how far you can get. It's actually a lot of fun, and you can actually see, as you fight through this game, you can actually see yourself get better through each and every playthrough, while you get better at, like, quickly grabbing a weapon, flinging it at the wolf across the road, quickly dive kicking and sweeping the legs underneath of the grandma wolf and whipping her into the rocket wolf and watching them spray all over the landscape. It's a lot of fun, and it's really satisfying, although if you're not really into repetitive and grindy games, this might not be the title for you. So if you're interested in this game, check it out in the description below. It's a lot of fun, and hey, it's free. What's not to love? And be sure to click on the links on the store page and check out some of other stuff that SnoutUp has created. And that's it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry the Chupacabra. Jump on over to my channel if you like some of the stuff that I do. I've got Let's Plays and other reviews and first looks, and got some interviews coming up and all sorts of shenanigans that I'm sure you'd enjoy. And be sure to check out the Feed Me Pixels website, feedmepixels.com, and be sure to check out their live stream full of all sorts of shenanigans and adventures on Feed Me Pixels Live, which is on twitch.tv. And I'll catch you guys and gals next time. Be sure to like and subscribe, and toodles, everybody.